Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I will be playing with you Twilight Struggle Red Sea Conflict in the Horn of Africa. Today we'll show you the application which just recently hit the Steam. It will be probably also on the iOS and Android, but for now we are focusing on the PC version, on the Steam version of this application. So, for all of you who have not played the board game of Twilight Struggle Red Sea, a couple of information pieces. So first of all, this is kind of a continuation of a larger Twilight Struggle published long time ago by GMT. Authors are Jason Matthews and Ananda Gupta. A really good game, a lot of fans of this game, so it was only obvious that we'll have some continuation of this. We had 1989, we had Making of President, we had even Imperial Struggle. Now we have direct continuation of Twilight Struggle in a much smaller scale. It will be a much smaller game, only 2 or 3 turns, only part of the globe, so Eastern Africa. In this presentation I will show you the features of the application. We'll also play the game and show you how does it look like. So as you can see, we have options to play offline, we have options to play online. We can also play with settings. This is how I have it now created. You can also use the rule book, which will guide you through all the information needed here. However, if you would like to learn in a more learning by doing way, you have a tutorial here which will guide you through the basic mechanics. We'll not be doing this here. I think there is no need for that. I will show you how to play the game on the actual session. You can also create the profile. I already have a profile here, and then create the game. In this panel for the creation of a game, you can first of all choose which side would you like to be. You play as your own. It could be AI player or it could be a Red Sea bot. Okay, now I have a lot of questions. What is the difference between a Red Sea bot and between AI player? AI player is actually AI mechanism developed by the digital game authors, which plays against you. So a simple AI which you usually have in video games. A resbot is actually the artificial opponent designed by the board game authors. And this bot actually follows a specific set of rules. For example, it doesn't have hand of cards. When it plays your event, it does not execute your event. Yeah, the bot does not support the additional turn game mode. Yes, we know it. Thank you. So, how we will do it? I will be playing versus AI bot. So, let me just put it here as Michael, and this will be AI bot. I will be playing as Americans, and the opponent will be playing as Russians. Here we have option to play additional turn. If you play additional turn, you are adding the cards from the base game Twilight Struggle to the play. So I think it's all set. Let's see how the application works. By the way, it's pretty quick. As you can see, loading in a couple of seconds. We start the mid-war. We'll have 9 cards in hand. We'll have 7 action rounds. And we'll start with a headline phase. We click continue. Yeah, this is the headline phase. And now let us have a look at the interface. First of all, you can zoom in, zoom out a bit. Yeah, with a mouse scroll. To the left are your cards and your logo. To the right is opponent. You can see here the progress of AI choosing the proper card, and it's the AI hand. Other than that, here we have the message which tells you what you should do now. Select the card to headline. Sometimes if you don't know what to do in the application because somehow you are not aware, okay, what shall I do now? Look here. Other than that, we have the name of the phase headline. This is also the turn track, actions. You have all this here. Okay. Oftentimes, if you click at some part of the interface, you just click this tick in order to get out. Here you will have a history and the game log. Here you have the space racetrack. It's slightly different than in the Twilight Struggle. You have slightly different bonuses. I will be showing them later on. It nicely shows red, blue, where each side is now, and you can also, of course, see it here. Here you have the military operations. The game starts at the DEFCON 4. So after the first, let's say, a co-op in the battleground country, it will go to 3, and you will not be able to do anything in Middle East, because the game, as you can see, spans only the Middle East part of it and the Africa, with Egypt being in both of those territories, so in both of those regions. Here you have also strategic sea lines, which will be influencing on how many points you are getting during the scoring of a region. And here you have regional scoring. It shows you that at this moment in time, yeah, the US has one non-battleground country, which will give 1 point for the presence. Yeah, presence is 1, and 0 to Soviets, so this is net 1 point. And on the other hand, in the Middle East scoring, you would have 3 points for Soviets, because they have presence, and no presence for the US. Important to note in the Red Sea, one of the new rules is, of course, strategic sea lines. Another is flashpoint countries. You see those blitz markers, I would say, in Somalia and Ethiopia. These two were the key countries during the turmoil which happened here during the mid-war. So I don't remember exact dates. Here we'll have them when we'll be playing the events, but enough to say that there was a war between Ethiopia and Somalia. One side, of course, supported, Western countries supported, for example, Somalia. Ethiopia changed the government to the communists, so USSR supported Ethiopia. Interesting thing is, of course, that in the communist Soviet bloc, you usually have some country which is not playing according to the USSR rules. So in the big Twilight Struggle, it was China, so you had a China card. Here you have Romania autonomy. This card represents the Romania government unwillingness to follow the USSR policy in this conflict. You click on the card to see it clearly, and then again on the card, and it comes back. Okay, and what about flashpoint countries? The flashpoint country, if you do the co-op in the flashpoint country, you draw a card, and if a card is 1 or 2 operations, the DEFCON goes down. If it's 3, it does not go down. Now let us see what cards do we have. Okay, we have a famine, which allows you to place famine markers into adjacent countries and make a coup, which is really cool. We have Ogaden War, so Somalia invades Ethiopia. It's not needed now. Ethiopia is not USSR controlled. Israeli peripheral doctrine. It allows US player to make 2 realignments roles in Africa. Not good at this moment in time. This is pretty powerful. It allows you to discard 1 USSR associated card from the hand and retrieve 1 US associated or neutral card from the discard pile. So something really cool. US aid, you can use 1 operation point. If played in the headline phase, the US may go first in the action round that turn. Important is that we have this 1 point here. Pretty cool event to start. Here Eritrean Popular Liberation Front. If Ethiopia is user controlled, we would gain the point, but this is not controlled, sorry. This allows us to take Djibouti or Madagascar. Really nice event, and remove also influence from USSR. And this is almost, yeah, the only USSR event we have. US presidential election, so the USSR player may Play this card during the headline and cancel our event. Okay, so it's good that we have both canceling cards, both for US and USSR, and we will be able to control it. Now, here we have Indian Ocean Zone of Peace. We score 2 peace. All countries are treated as battleground countries for the purpose of coup attempts. Pretty cool. It could be used here because getting to Egypt is pretty tricky, guys. You need to go through Sudan. But if you go through Sudan, Sudan is very low stability country. It's easy if you put even 2 or 3 influence here for the other party, just simply to do a coup and get you out of there. So what we shall do, I think that we either do the famine, which seems reasonable, or we will simply cancel the activity of opponent. Yeah, we'll headline this, use one operation point. If played in the headline phase, the US may also go first in the action around that turn. Not bad. Not bad. Let us try this. Oh, the lion of the lion falters, so we'll be first. And yeah, first of all, do we want to do a coup? No, not necessarily. We will place influence here in Sudan. And now the action by our opponents, you can check it, what they played. Sorry. So if Ethiopia is user controlled, they would score 2 VPs. It is not. They add 1 influence and remove all US influence from Ethiopia. Good. Now, it's a coup time, most probably. So let me do the famine. We play event. We'll put famine here. That's for sure. And in Kenya. And we'll do the coup here. And as you can see, we have a really high probability of scoring nicely. We draw 1, so the flashpoint country. We have decrease in the value of DEFCON. We rolled on the 2. It still gives us the advantage in Ethiopia, and DEFCON goes down. Let's see what would be the response from AI player. We don't have any scoring card on hand, so probably the opponent has. We shall see soon. Okay, what they do? Influence. Interesting. Let's see. They played that way. Good. Now, what we can do now? We might want to get to Egypt, but they can do the coup there, or we can close to some extent the Africa by simply coping in Somalia. And with what card? French connections. French connections will be pretty cool, by the way, because it will remove all this Madagascar stuff. Okay, remove all users. But before we do it, first of all, we will do the coup here in Somalia. Yes, we get rid of the important event for them, and we decreased the DEFCON, and we get them out of Somalia. So it's nice. Now we would be able to get into Egypt unmolested. And if we hit Madagascar on top of this, well, it could get dirty. Unless, of course, they coup in Sudan. Ah, shit. Yes, they do. I told you, fight for Sudan is very intense, usually. So let me come back with this. We don't want to release our gain here. And we want to go to Egypt, as I told you. pretty tense game. AI is pretty good. I lost so many times. We try again in Sudan. Let's see who fails first. So nobody has influence there. So it's good time to play the event for French connections, because we will remove all influence here. And now the question is, where shall we hit? Most probably here, having access to Somalia and Kenya. Good. From the new rules, if you control both flashpoint countries, Ethiopia and Somalia, you win the game immediately during the Africa scoring. So it's also good to be there. Okay, water wars. If your opponent controls Egypt and Ethiopia, here he attacks. Decreased my influence there, but not much. So what we shall do now? We will come with influence here. You see, it shows now automatic victory, and here it's really going according to the plan. Not always it is like that, but in this case definitely we are doing pretty nice. Question: what card would the opponent have in their hand? They have separatists add sufficient influence in one non-battleground country. They wanted to do a realignment. That's cool idea. They could do it. They could still do the realignments. Okay, we lost one in Ethiopia. Now let's build our position further. Let me see this event. This is if Ethiopia is USR control. No, it is not. I think I would love to move further. I'm a little concerned about Middle East, so let me just put to influence here. I'm not saying that I'm playing perfectly from the strategy perspective, but trying my best. They want to hit Ethiopia once again. I should react to this. Not nice. They take it over again. Let me, in this case, try to go further. We don't have, unfortunately, high value cards now. Okay, they scored Africa scoring. That is why he was so pushing for getting me from Ethiopia. Fine, 1 point, could be better. Told you, not the best strategy, most probably. Now we are adding late war cards, and we will be continuing with the second turn. It's not a bad position for us. Not perfect, but also not bad. What we have here, this is something for the headline, which left from our last turn. Here we have stagflation. The US must reveal any scoring cards in the US hand. The US may then conduct operations using this card's operations value. If the US revealed a scoring card, one must be played on the next turn. This is nice. Use 1 operation point and plus 1 operation point to US played 1 operation points. How many do we have? 1, 2, so possibly net 1 point. This is interesting because next we place this marker next to one of the countries, and USR may not make coup or realignment rolls against this country. And there we have, Marxist-Leninist vanguard parties. The USSR may relocate up to 3 influence from one country to other countries. This is cool if they have a lot of influence, because if they don't have a lot of influence, that's not so bad. Here we add to user influence and remove one from the strategic sea lines. Could be very nice. If there are any countries with famine markers, there is, yeah, Kenya, plus 1 VP and add to influence the country with a famine marker and remove a famine marker. That would be cool to get to Kenya, but we don't need to care for Africa now. We'll be fighting for Middle East. And then Albano Stalin's economics. For the remainder of the turn, the USSR receives -1 opportunity value to any card. This is something we would like to give as a headline, definitely. So, they go. This is good, because they will be in the space now. And they will be able to remove 1 influence after the headline. So they will remove something from my influences. I would love to go to Egypt to have also influence here in Middle East. But let's see. That's what I would do. Cut us from Sudan. Now the fight for the Middle East goes on. Okay, we'll have a coup in where it would be Somalia. Okay, doc. So we have DEFCON going down. Oh my goodness, they took the whole Somalia. By the way, in this case, we will have problems with getting points for the military operations. But you know what, guys? We can do. We can start taking Kenya. I think. This was this nice card. We are the world. If there is any consider yeah, we'll play as an event. So we are placing this here. This is good. For the final scoring, the position is good. Now they will be doing the realignments. Madagascar, no change. I somehow use very rarely the realignments. Not sure why, but this is exactly how it is. Now, what shall we do? This is a tricky one event. User may make 1 realignment roll against each country in Africa. This is tough. This is really tough. Yes, and can we get rid of stagflation? Maybe later. Now it's time to get some influence. So place the market 1. Okay, we will play influence. We will go for Yemen, and we'll go for the strategic sea lines too. We would need to do some coups somewhere. Otherwise, I will not get military operations. Yeah, we need to have 2, and we don't. Oh, we'll have event. Kenya join rapid deployment force. Add 1 US influence in Kenya and remove 1 USSR. Oh, and now they went to the strategic sea lines. Do I have something for this? Yes. Add 2 US influence and remove 1 USSR. Yes. Nice. We fight. Okey-doke. Not bad, but are we going to survive till the end? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Okay, little war play event. They draw a card. Let me just see this event. Discard an event card associated with your opponent. It was my event. Roll 4 and 6, use the discard card's operations value. This action round 1 free, conduct no operations. Okay, let's see. Oh, so he will be able to use free. Nice. Not bad. And Zbik, it was a great card. It was actually the advisor to the US President Carter, if I remember correctly. And he was of a Polish origin, yeah. Okay, do we fight for the Middle East? Of course we fight. No way we don't. Oh, yep. Voice of America we can use now. Place influence. We cannot leave Saudi Arabia, definitely no. Okay, moment of waiting for the opponent reaction. Play event. Oh, draw 2 cards and discard 2. That could really give a nice hand. Maybe some nasty events for me were there. Let's see, let's see. Okay, it goes. Let's go back here. Okay. Sounds like the USSR events. This is relocation. The stagflation is connected scoring card. We don't have scoring card, so we'll start placing the influence. And now the event. I don't have any scoring card, so this is good. Where's my event code this card operates? Yes. We don't have much choice here. Oh shit. You see, guys, that's one of the tricks in which you can lose the game. Do you know that we just lost? Because I allowed the AI to perform action during my turn, do the cope in the battleground country and move the DEFCON to 1. I should read more carefully that the USSR may then conduct operations using this operations card value. Nice! We are done. AI player has overwhelmingly crushed the corrupt forces of Michael. The game was ended by DEFCON 1, so global war. Okay, guys, thanks for being here with me. That was the presentation of the Twilight Struggle Red Sea conflict in the Horn of Africa. I hope you liked this game. It was a tense game. I can assure you that playing with real opponents is similarly enjoyable and rewarding. Also playing with a bot. I suggest that once you get familiar with the game to start playing with the free turns. It's more balanced and you are pretty assured that you will get your scoring cards up. So guys, thank you very much for today. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. Please use the comment section if you'd like to add any additional information. And of course, kindly please subscribe to get access to more interesting content. Thank you. Bye.